What's going on, everybody? Another boxing video. This one about Keith Thurman, Errol Spence fighting at 154 pounds. I think that this would have been a good fight a few years back. Unfortunately, the timing of the fight and the fighters' careers have kind of made it a little bit difficult. I think Keith Thurman's past his prime. I think Keith Thurman at this point is, on the downside of his career. He's more of just a big name. But it's still a respectable opponent for Errol Spence to fight him, even considering the fact that Errol Spence just came off a great win versus Ugas, and Keith Thurman has not had a significant win in a very long time. The last time Keith Thurman had a significant win, you'd have to go back to Danny Garcia, and that was in 2017. It's almost 6 years ago, March of 2017, I think it was. Since then, he fought Pacquiao, lost, close fight, albeit, but, whatever. Then he took 2 years off, came back, and fought Mario Barrios, who is not even a welterweight. That's like a tune-up fight, whatever. If Errol Spence fought Keith Thurman at 147, it still would be a credible fight if it was at 147. But for him to make the fight at 154 when Keith Thurman has never fought at 154, as to my knowledge, I don't really understand it. It just looks like an ultimate cherry pick move. Now, Errol Spence has fought at 154 before. He was a 154-pound fighter when his career started. Go look that up. Then came down to 147 because he realized he could, make the weight. So to me, this is just an ultimate cherry pick move. I know Errol Spence said that he would never fight Keith Thurman. He would never give him the title shot at 147. So now he's holding on to that. Honestly, I think that's some real petty stuff right there. I don't think that that's, cool. I just think that, with Errol Spence and with a lot of PBC, they just, a lot of what they do is just manipulation and stacking the deck in their favor. And it's smart from a business standpoint because, like, Errol Spence is a bigger name than Keith Thurman. I get it, but am I into it? No. Will I buy the fight? Yes, because I'm a big Keith Thurman fan and I'm a big boxing fan. But to me, this is a cherry pick. Errol Spence should beat Keith Thurman easily if it's at 154. Keith Thurman has not had a significant win in a long time. And I think that when you hit the level that Keith Thurman hit, where you go on pay-per-view versus Pacquiao, you don't want to come back down off pay-per-view. So you do the pay-per-view versus Pacquiao, then you do the pay-per-view versus Barrios. But it was like, whatever, okay, that's the Keith Thurman is back fight. People weren't really so into that, unless you're just a huge Keith Thurman fan like me. Now you got to fight big names. So I understand Keith Thurman wanting to fight Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence. And even considering how little Keith Thurman has done over the last few years, I still wouldn't consider it a cherry pick if they fought at 147. But to fight him at 154, I don't really like that at all. I think that's a massive cherry pick move by Errol Spence, if this is true that he's doing it. And I wonder what happens next if he does beat Keith Thurman, because does he go back down to 147? Does he just stay at 154 and eventually fight Crawford at 54, which would make it more in Spence's favor because Crawford is a smaller guy. He fought at 135, 140, and 147, whereas Errol's really a 154-pounder. He's big and strong for that weight. So it is interesting to see what they do next. I'm assuming Ennis at 147, that's done with. So I don't know, but I think this is a massive cherry pick move. Please let me know what you guys think. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace.